All right, we've talked a lot about this, and we'll continue to talk about it as long as it is an issue. And that is Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama continues his stand against the military's illegal abortion travel policy. Now, this is facilitating abortions with taxpayer dollars. Well, the left continues to target and vilify Alabama Senator. Last night, Senate Democrats took to the Senate floor to deliver personal attacks on the coach. And President Biden is expected to do the same tonight in a speech. In fact, earlier this afternoon, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, made this comment in her daily briefing.
The senator's action and the failure on the part of the 48 Republican senators to do something about it are dangerous. They are harming our military readiness, they're undermining national security, and they're hurting troop morale. And tonight, President Biden is going to make that clear.
It's all I can do to respond in a controlled manner to that. Let me tell you, I mentioned this at the top of the program, let me tell you what's undermining national security, and that is an administration that has pledged allegiance to killing the unborn. They're the ones that are putting at risk those who have pledged allegiance to the Constitution, that wear the uniform of our military. So here's where we are. About 300 military promotions have been put on hold. Now, it doesn't mean they can't go through. They can. If Chuck Schumer, Senate Democrat leader, wanted to put these on the floor and make them vote on each one of them, then they could go through. But normally they just throw them all in a batch and push them through. And Senator Tuberville says no. And here's what's happening. Courage breeds courage. Because of his stand, I think we got a very good National Defense Authorization Act out of the House. It emboldened House members to take a stand for what was right, and they started cleaning up some of the policies that the Biden administration has put into the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. Well, joining me now from the Senate floor, as this is actually transpiring right now as we talk, is a strong ally of Senator Tuberville, who has had his back the whole time, Senator Mike Lee of Utah. He joins us by phone. Senator Lee, thanks so much for taking time to join us. Give us the latest.
Thanks so much, Tony, and thank you for focusing on this. Look, Senator Tuberville is asserting what really is the standard that the law sets. That the law puts in place under 10 U.S.C. Section 1093 a prohibition against the use of Department of Defense funding and facilities to perform abortions. And what the Secretary of Defense is doing is trying to create this too cute by half loophole to get around, arguably, the letter of the law, but eviscerate the spirit of the law. He's done that by saying, okay, we're not going to perform the abortion or use it directly for the performance of the abortion. We're just going to give people who want an abortion, women who want an abortion in the military, 3 weeks of paid leave time and paid interstate travel to do it. We'll reimburse all your travel for that. Not for everything else, but just for that. You know, Tony, if a soldier, female soldier, comes and says, I need to travel to another state to get an abortion, they'll be like, great, we'll give you 3 weeks of paid leave time and reimburse all your travel. If another soldier in the same age, rank category, and everything else comes and says, hey, my mother just died, I'd like to attend her funeral, they'll say, okay, but you're on your own. You'll have to use your own accumulated leave time, and you'll be paying your own travel expenses. That's how absurd this is. And they're trying to get around it. So all Tommy Tuberville is doing is standing up for the law, standing up for where most Americans still agree when it comes to abortion, that no matter where they stand on other issues related to abortion, they do agree overwhelmingly we shouldn't be using government funds to do it. So Tommy Tuberville should be rewarded. He should be praised, not attacked.
Yeah, but it seems to be constant. And this could go away. I've made this point before. It could go away overnight, and all these promotions could go through if the military simply went back to what the policy had been for years, what the law calls for.
That's exactly right. So these guys are losing credibility by the day when they come out and say, oh, Tommy Tuberville is single-handedly undermining U.S. military readiness and jeopardizing national security. That's absolute, utter nonsense. In the first place, we could lift these holes, get these people confirmed immediately, like today. If all they would have to do is say, okay, we're going to hit pause on this and take a deep breath and not implement this policy. That's all they have to do. He'll lift the hold. and this will go away. Secondly, even if they didn't do that, they could still get these people confirmed. It just takes them a little bit longer. Tuberville is just refusing to do them a favor.
Right.
And that favor is letting things go on an expedited basis. That's a favor that senators are usually willing to do for the military. But Tuberville told Secretary Austin last December, if you take this move, because he had figured out they were considering it, I will not do you that favor anymore, and you'll have to go through the longer process of getting people confirmed. It only takes a couple hours per nominee. We could knock these out one after one. But Chuck Schumer doesn't want to do that. Why? Well, I think he likes using Tuberville as a whipping boy too much. He doesn't care as much about who gets confirmed, apparently, because he doesn't work on confirming them. He just complains.
But this really shows that this administration is more committed to abortion, killing unborn children, than they are our nation's military. That's what it tells me.
That's right. That's right. He's more interested in taking unborn human life and using government resources to facilitate that than he is focused on military readiness. This is part and parcel, Tony, of my grievances with this administration in general and the Department of Defense under Secretary Austin in particular.
Yeah.
They're a whole lot more about being woke than they are about being lethal, and lethal in a way that makes us safer.
You're absolutely right. Senator Mike Lee, thank you for stepping off the Senate floor to give us an update.
Thank you very much.